Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. You're on S Motorsports. I just wanted to give you an update of what's going on. I haven't posted in a little while and I'll show you why. We got some progress on the shop. So I started sanding all the walls. Big shout out to my dad, he helped, and my uncle who lent me a big rotary sander, which made things a lot easier. But we sanded all the walls, all the joints, the ceiling as well. Finished off the window area. I still have to do some painting there. But as you can see, I just drywall finished everything. Or my dad actually did this. He's good at drywall. But then got everything sanded down and started laying on the ceiling paint, which looks really good. So one thing I will say on the ceiling paint is don't cheap out, because I ended up getting just some $13 a gallon paint, and contractor grade. It was supposed to be pretty good. Yeah, it didn't cover worth anything. So I put 2 coats on and it still was gonna need a third, and I was getting very frustrated. I went to Home Depot then and got some, this is what I got. Marquee ceiling paint. It was like $40 a gallon, but it covered really good. If I would have used that first, I probably only would have needed maybe one coat. So that worked really good, because the ceiling is very hard to paint with, overhead, especially. So as you can see, there's a lot of square footage. But then I decided to go with the gray on all the walls. So right now this is painting gray on the shelf as well. And then I'm gonna end up using this rock solid black deck paint for the shelves, which should look pretty good. It's gonna be like kind of a textured finish. I have a textured roller, but actually this gray paint is just a primer. This is what I ended up getting. My plan was to do a gray paint on the garage walls anyway, so I got this gray primer. I thought, oh, well, that'll match pretty good. But honestly, it laid down so good. This is 2 coats, but it laid down so good, and the color was basically what I wanted. I was like, well, what's the point of going and buying more gray paint and changing the color just a little bit? So I was really happy with the gray paint. So I'm just leaving it as primer. It looks really good. It covers really nice too. And it blends in, even like doing, with the brush around all the outlets, it ends up looking really nice. So I still have some areas of the gray paint to touch up as well. But yeah, so that's really the reason why I haven't been doing any car content. I have been driving it some to and from work, and it's running really good. So kind of a long story, but I'll shorten it up. I ended up changing the spark plug wires. I've always kind of had this very slight miss at very low throttle, and then when I was getting on it at full throttle, it just didn't seem like it was pulling the way it should. You just hear pop, 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 and I was like, it should sound cleaner. So talking with some people at work, and that, well, maybe it's arcing to the headers or something, and I was like, oh, that's a good idea. My spark plug wires were 7-8 years old. So I checked in the dark to see if there was any sparks. I didn't find anything on that, but I thought, hey, they're like 30-40 bucks. I'm gonna change them anyways. So I did that, and it runs so much better. It's almost like a different car. It just pulls so nice, cruises. Before I had a slight miss at very light throttle in overdrive. That was always the problem, and I kind of always attributed it to fuel mixture. But here it was spark plug wires. So yeah. But as you can see, I still have some work to do, but I want to get this finished before winter, because then obviously I can get my car back in here and we can start making more content. I am collecting some parts, So I got some steering parts to put on the car, looking to do that, and I want to, you know, obviously get everything cleaned up. So I have room to do that on the car, and I still have the exhaust projects that I want to do now that I get the Panhard bar relocation kit installed. 4-inch exhaust, which that's a project as well, which my dad gave me a welder, which I have no experience with. I gotta figure out how to use this, look up a manual and do some practicing on my end. But yeah, so that's gonna be a little bit of a learning curve as well. But so that's the plan. I wanna get all this shop stuff cleaned up so I can get all these, you know, parts back up on the shelves, as well as all the cabinets up on the walls. It's gonna be a man cave in here, and it'll be really nice for over the winter, that I have a really nice area to work in. So that's the plan. That's why I haven't been putting out really any videos right now. But I will try and do a couple small ones here and there. But yeah, stay tuned, guys, and thanks for tuning in and checking out my shop progress. All right, thanks.